All right, hello everyone. This is Crazy Brave Homeschool. I have a first grader and a pre-K, little 3-year-old guy, and I thought it would be really great today to do a curriculum flip through. I've been really excited to make this video. I know that as mothers, as homeschool mothers, we put a lot of thought into the curriculum that we choose. And so much thought, too much thought. I'm already thinking about second grade and it's only October. I definitely want to share what's working and what's not, as seems to be pretty standard for the curriculum flip through. So first, I'm just gonna kind of show you guys what we're doing, a loose breakdown of what the curriculum is about, and then I will flip the camera and do a flip through so you can get an idea of what's going on inside. So let's start with language arts. So we went with Blossom and Root for the majority of our curriculum. I bought the whole bundle and it came with language arts, science, art in math, which was a really interesting concept. We've been enjoying it, and nature study. So those, right? I think that's it. Yes, that is it. So for language arts, this is a literature, like centered literature heavy language arts curriculum, which I really like. I've been wanting to implement more read alouds in our home, and this has definitely helped. So that's what I liked. The stories I really like as well. So they have chosen a lot of folk tales for first grade, and my daughter is really into fairies, princesses, folk tales, all of it. So, I wouldn't say it's super centered around that, but there's a lot of them in there. And then there's a lot of stories just based on character building and morals and things like that, kindness, working together, community. So yeah, we've really been liking it, and she has liked every single book that we've read, and she's kind of hard to please. So thumbs up on the book selection. We love that. It is also narration heavy. So it is less about grammar and spelling, as it is about narration and word play. So this curriculum is inspired by Waldorf and Charlotte Mason, and I see those philosophies embedded in it through the craft work that the curriculum suggests, and I see it, which would be more Waldorf inspired, and then I see the Charlotte Mason through the way that they play with words. And those are two philosophies that I really like. So that's working out great. I'll talk more about it during the flip through. What do I not love? What I don't love about this, and I'll talk more about it through the flip through, is there is not a huge concentration on teaching your child how to read. And yeah, I'll kind of get more into that as you see it, but yes, there's really no instruction. So I feel fortunate that I actually discovered a method of teaching reading. I don't know if it's working yet. It's new, but I found a method on YouTube that's Charlotte Mason based method, and we've been implementing that, but it definitely it's not talked about in this curriculum. There's really no instruction on how to teach the reading. Anyway, yeah, maybe I'm missing something, but I'm new at this and I would have appreciated some more instruction. So that's that's really my only con with this. Anyway, okay, so then you've got the student workbook. Okay, so then this is the student workbook, and we will do a flip through of this. So that is what their language arts came with. Okay, so because I really felt that there's a lack of instruction for teaching reading, and mostly because my daughter is still learning letter sounds. She's not quite ready to start blending to make words yet. I knew that we needed a supplementary pre-literacy program, and so I found Delightful Reading Level 1. So this is a Charlotte Mason inspired, this is a Charlotte Mason, simply Charlotte Mason. It is all games. It's all games and letters. it's just been awesome. I feel really, really grateful for this, because as you're teaching letters and letter sounds, it can maybe start to feel a little redundant, and this really keeps that from happening. So I will show you guys what's inside this box. This also came with this ABC book of art that I'll do a short flip through too, which is a really beautiful ABC book. So sticking with Blossom and Root, let's go over the science. So the science curriculum comes with these 3. I should mention I got all of these bound professionally at the print shop. I did not do this myself. Binding, gosh, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 books. Cost me maybe $100, $150. So not cheap, but the curriculum is cheap. So I haven't mentioned that yet. The curriculum is, I think was under $200 for the entire bundle. Okay, so the science we have not loved. I've seen a lot of people really praising Blossom and Root level 1 for their earth science. And it's just, my daughter hasn't really been that into it. So unfortunately, I've been learning a lot about tectonic plates and the Earth's crust and all that. But unfortunately, around week 5, I really had to like go through the curriculum with her and break down like, okay, what of these topics sounds good to you and what doesn't, because we're just gonna skip the ones that don't. So we did that, and that was really helpful. And honestly, I wish that I had done that in the very beginning. I will do a flip through of these, but this curriculum comes with a parent guide, student notebook, and a laboratory guide. You know, I think that earth science is maybe a standard curriculum for first grade, but a lot of the concepts just seem a little dry or above her head for where her interest level is at. Right now, we're really into nature and animals, and so I wish that I had maybe picked like you know, a living science centered curriculum, or just stuck with nature journaling. So anyway, you live, you learn. Blossom and Root also has this math and art curriculum, which is really just looking at art that is centered around like patterns and symmetry. And so it's an art study, and we have loved it. It's been great. I don't have many qualms about this. We'll do a little flip through and I'll kind of show you, if anything, what I maybe don't love. But all in all, the art study, art and math and art has been really great, and we look forward to doing this every week. So Blossom and Root does come with a nature study. It is supposed to coordinate with the earth science curriculum. We haven't done one page, and I'll show you more when we do the flip through, but I've been pretty bummed out about the nature study curriculum. Okay, so that is Blossom and Root. One thing I forgot about Blossom and Root that we really, really like is this supplemental curriculum called Book Seeds. And this is included in the bundle if you buy the whole first grade program. You can do it or not do it, but it's supposed to be like an extension of certain science units throughout the year. So I think there's 5 book seeds, and what they are is it is basically like STEM projects that are based around a piece of literature. So she chooses a book that she really likes. All of these book seeds this year seem to be centered around science. I don't think that that's always the case. I think some are based more just around language arts, and then you do activities or crafts based around that. But the first grade bundle seems to be very science centered, which is great because we don't like the earth science curriculum, but I have really liked her book seeds. So the first one was about Marie Thorpe and her discoveries through mapping the ocean floor. And then this book seeds is about Charles Darwin and specifically the Galapagos Islands. So as you can see, I print these myself because there's a lot of extra pages that I don't want. And I only print off the activities that I think that she's going to like. So I leave a lot behind. And we only really spend 1, maybe 2 days on the book seeds. So obviously I can't overwhelm with too much stuff. So for this one, I chose 4 activities, actually 5 to do in 2 days. And yeah, I really like it. I don't know. I'm sure there's more to say about it, but I'm really, really happy for this supplement to the science curriculum that's not working. Okay, so handwriting. The language arts curriculum with Blossom and Root does not come with, well, that's not true. I'll show you in the flip through. There is some copy work, but it's suggested to have a separate handwriting curriculum. So that's what we got. I chose a Charlotte Mason handwriting curriculum, and it's really dry. It is really boring. I mean, yeah, I don't really even know what to say about it. You'll see in the flip through. It's just really simple. I don't know. I guess handwriting isn't that exciting anyway, but yeah, I'll just show you more in the flip through. But we haven't been super stoked on this one. I don't think that we'll use it again next year. Okay, let's hit math. So for math, we chose Simply Charlotte Mason, book 1. Book 1 it's really beautiful. As you can see, it's very simple. I really like how simple this math curriculum is, especially for like the first time formally introducing math to my daughter. So we'll do a flip through of this. It comes with this book, which is the teacher's guide, and the math notebook, which is for the child. And that's it. There is an option to buy the manipulatives, but I found that we have a lot of them already, or I wanted to get ones that I liked a little bit better, so we did not buy those. While I like the simplicity of this math curriculum, I really like how hands-on it is, and how like real life it is, real life problems. I appreciate all of that. So far, I'm worried that it's gonna become very redundant, and that my daughter is gonna get bored. So I have seen it changing up a little bit, introducing some new concepts. So I have faith that it's gonna work, and I think that we'll see it through for the whole year. But I am happy that I happen to have a hand-me-down of Right Start Math. Right Start is, I've done a little research on it. It's a very expensive curriculum because it comes with so much stuff. So I'm not even sure if it's one that I would have bought, like really expensive, like, I don't know, like $700 maybe. So I'm really stoked that we have this hand-me-down. We did not get the workbooks. They had already been filled out by my friend's kids, but we got all of the manipulatives that come with it. And it is a huge tote of stuff. So far, we are only using it in this so far for clockwork. So I'm basically using the Charlotte Mason Elementary Arithmetic as our main core math curriculum. And then I'm bringing this in for clocks because the Charlotte Mason doesn't have any of that. But there is also a ton of other stuff in here, fractions and money and abacus work and just like so much stuff in here. So I'm really glad that we have it, and I think that we will definitely consider or continue using it. I also think that I will buy the workbooks that go with these for next year. Okay, so here's our letters from afar, and I can't show you the address because it's our address and my daughter's name. But these are really great. They are written by a fictitious woman named Isabel who travels the world and sends 1 letter a month about her travels to specific places. So I will show you what's inside these. And then Little Global Citizens, we also use to supplement, well, we don't even have a social studies or geography curriculum. So the letters from afar and the Little Global Citizens is what we're doing for social studies and geography for 1st grade. We love these kits. I build my unit studies around these. So we do, we'll be doing 6 of these a year, all from different countries. and I will show you more about what's inside. So if you guys are still with me, stay tuned for a flip through of all of this stuff. So this is the instruction manual for Right Start math card games. So this is, I believe it's called Level A, I think is how they name their guides, Level A, B, and so on. So as I mentioned before, we only use this for clocks so far. But yeah, I really think we're going to get a lot out of it. There are so many card games, and this curriculum comes with all of the cards for all of these different math programs. So yeah, I'm not really going to break these down at all because again, we just haven't done most of these activities, but I'll flip forward to the clocks. So they give you these, a couple of clock diagrams, and some are sort of blank with just the hours, and then some have the minutes, and then they have all of these cards where you can play memory games, a solitaire, to place the hours and minutes around the clock. Just all of Right Start seems to be super hands-on, and I really appreciate that. The Charlotte Mason math that we use is hands-on too. This is just a little bit more exciting, I think. Okay, so here is the Charlotte Mason Elementary Arithmetic, Book 1. So as I said before, this is the teacher's manual. This is a really simple curriculum. It's just these two things, and then you can easily use whatever manipulatives you have at home. So what I love about this too is that it could be so on the go. You could take this to the park or, on a picnic. You could do it on a road trip. So we've only gotten to number 12. This book goes 1 through 100 and then offers different concepts within that range of numbers. So here are the contents, and then it breaks down what you are actually learning, all the different concepts here. So counting 1 through 100, numerals, symbols, money, addition, subtraction, skip counting, oral work, mental math. Well, here's the supplies needed. It's really not that many at all. You could make your own number cards, 1 through 9, pretty easily. A personal chalkboard or whiteboard, objects like beans, coin purse, a dollar bill. It's really minimal in pretty much everything that you have. So 1 through 9 it's like the same thing for each number. You ask your child to point out that number of something in the room, and then they write it down in their little notebook, this new number, and then you do these simple sums, typically using manipulatives. So for the number 2, you'd have 2 beans, or for 3 beans, and you could call them different things. Susie has 3 apples. She needs 1 more. How many does she have? My daughter really uses her fingers for most. She doesn't really love using the manipulatives, which is kind of funny. I think my husband was doing school that day, and so I had to highlight all of the questions I wanted him to go over with her. So yes, it's very oral and hands-on, and a lot of real life problems. So it really is the same breakdown from 1 through 9, which I was getting a little worried that it would get kind of boring. And then you have the introduction of 10. And so this is where she introduces money. Here's just some simple sums, the same thing as before. But then she introduces money here. And that was nice to finally have something kind of new to do with math. And then the money, it's not much. It's like 20 pennies that you use, not even. Okay, so yeah, with the money, it's just a lot of practicing exchanging coins. And it was like, pretending that you're like a shop owner and you are selling candy for 5 cents each. How much money do you need for 5 pieces of candy? Yeah, just really simple addition like that. So now they're introducing with the number 10 place value and making bundles. So this is where I was able to use our digi blocks. I don't know if you guys have heard of these, but there's 10 little blocks inside one bundle. And so it was nice to have that on hand. You could use anything. You could bundle up 10 sticks or, bobby pins or whatever. And then you introduce the concept of bundle and unit. And this is her notebook. This is really simple. It's just her writing down the number once, and then with those squares, she's learning place value. So they continue the bundles and units into number 11 with these questions like how many tens are in 11, which is a tricky question. So it's, her trying to understand one bundle and how many of those, would be in a double-digit number. So I really like this so far. I like that it's simple and straightforward. We will see if we continue with it for second grade. We've got a ways to go. So here is the Delightful Reading Level 1. And I'll show you what comes inside of this box. When it arrives, it comes with a teacher's guide. So I will show you the guide. I'll do a little flip through of the guide. And then it comes with these sticks, which we haven't used yet, but they're for a letter activity with like letter stickers. It comes with letter bingo. So it's nice. You can write out your own letters that you've been working with. And then, or you can use the letter bingo cards that have already been printed for you. My daughter's really liked the bingo so far. And then what's nice is you can make extra copies of this if you have multiple children. So these are the little stickers that go on the popsicle sticks. Then it comes with all of these cards. So the cards are labeled by categories. So this is all uppercase letters, and then you get like 3 of each letter, I think, because of, various activities. Really beautiful artwork on each deck of cards. These would all be lowercase. Charlotte Mason is all about like living art and living books. So art and stories that you can relate to, that feel tangible and relatable. So here are some word cards. I know that this curriculum does not really introduce reading words at all. It's really just letter recognition. So we haven't used these cards for an activity yet, but I'm sure that we will. We've only gotten through the first few pages of the teacher guide with all of the games. I'm really loving all of the games so far. You will see more in the teacher guide, but they are abundant. So here are the games and activities book, teacher guide, same thing, I guess. So it's all about playing with letters and sounds. So here are all of the, this is starting out with all of the games. These are games that introduce the alphabet. Musical ABCs is a really fun one where you put the letters in a circle and then you play the music and stop it, and whatever letter that they land on, they have to tell you what it is. The cereal box search, is kind of fun, bringing in some different objects. I Spy, you're putting the letters around the room, and you say, I spy an A or a B. The bingo and the keyboard search have been fun. Again, like you're bringing in a cereal box or you're bringing in a keyboard. Bingo's been really fun. Go Fish is one of my daughter's favorite games, so that one has been awesome for us. There's so many options, which I really appreciate. And then in the back here, poems to read and enjoy, which is cute, with each poems that concentrate on each letter. So I did go ahead and make these for myself. One of these I made out for teaching letter sounds and recognition. And then the other one is for teaching actual words. So I have like steps. This is like a mess down here. But I have steps that help guide me with how to introduce a letter. And so this would be like introduce the letter, trace it on a board, find the letter in the alphabet tray, match an object to the letter. Once the letter sound is known, maybe practice some CVC words with those letters. So it helps me kind of, stay organized when I'm introducing a new letter. This would be for introducing a new word. So I found this sort of lesson plan on YouTube from a mom who was showing how to use the Charlotte Mason method for teaching reading. I'm going to link that episode in my show notes because I thought it was just awesome and just seemed like such a natural, lovely way to teach new words. So I wrote down the steps, again, to kind of keep me organized. You would have a word list that you put words in that you have introduced so that you have a log of it. You would read a couple of sentences from like a poem or maybe one of their favorite books. You would show the first word and say it and ask her to repeat it, study it, visualize it in her head, find it mixed with other words, build it from memory, write it down, find it in the excerpt, like story or poem, and then you would write it down in your word journal. Once all of the words in that excerpt are taught, then you would read the excerpt together, like the sentence or two. Okay, so here are our guides for the Blossom and Root Language Arts curriculum. So this curriculum comes with a student notebook and a parent guide. I'll go through the parent guide first. So they break down the, like what could be a potential schedule for this curriculum. They break it into either a 5-day schedule or a 4-day schedule. We actually only do a 3-day schedule for this curriculum. We do Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And that seems to fit just fine for us. So this is like the weeks at a glance. It kind of tells you like what the theme is that week, what the recommended reading is, the literature project, and then like the word play, which is what they call reading and writing. So this is a 36-week curriculum. So you have to buy all of the books for this or check them out from the library. It does not come with the curriculum. So this is like their wordplay. And this is where I said that it's sort of based on like the Charlotte Mason method. The way that they're playing with the letters and words is very Charlotte Mason, very like hands-on, using these letter manipulatives, building these words with the blocks. So I do like that. We're just not there yet. My daughter needs to learn all the letters first. And then like a couple of creative ways to learn words. But like that's about the gist of the reading instruction, honestly. There's just really nothing in here to help you with that part. So a phonics curriculum is really necessary for this. So they have your recommended reading, but then alternative or additional reading if you wanted to get more books from the library, or maybe you don't like the book that they recommended. Like that's happened to us a couple times. So we've had to find something else. Here are some optional books for early readers. And here are even more optional books for each week. So again, like this is a super literature heavy curriculum. The supplies needed. It really looks like a lot, and it kind of is. There are some weeks that we just skip the literature craft because, I don't know, like this curriculum is definitely the opposite of open and go. Storytelling basket we have enjoyed making. This is something new for us, and it's a great tool for narration. You're building little clay figurines or you're painting little peg dolls. You're using things around your house to set up a scene. I think it's pretty cute. We don't do it every week, but it's been a fun addition. So they're saying here that you really do need additional phonics instruction, which I guess I didn't know until I got this. Grammar instruction, spelling, and handwriting. So you would need to implement or bring in, some supplements of all that. And then here it is, week 1, week 2. So it's just 1 page of lesson per week. They have little boxes here to check off as you go. First, you would read the story, and then you would do the literature project. And then you can do the second literature project if you want. We don't normally do it. And then you would do a journal prompt in the student notebook and a narration prompt. Both of those are in the student notebook. And then you would have the word play, which we just skip because, again, we're not there yet. We're just messing around with letters right now. So we do the optional copy work almost every week. So here we go. You read the book, you do the literature project, you do the journal prompt, the narration, exercise, and the copy work. Like that's what we do in 3 days. You can do a mini poem that you'll see in the student notebook. The student notebook has maybe like 5 pages per week. And again, we only do a few of those. So you've got your literature journal on the left. That's the prompt. It's where they like ask a question and then she would draw her answer and would dictate to me, and I would write down, what her answer is. And then there's the narration prompt on the right. Does she like this? She says that she does. She doesn't really act like she does, but she told me that she does when I asked her. So here's the copy work. This is the sentence. She would copy it down here. Okay, so new week. You've got your prompt. She didn't draw. Your narration. Again, she would dictate what the book is about. Then there's a word list, and these are the words, if she was reading, she would be playing with those words for that week. So these words, would have been in the book. And then there's like a couple sentences. And then there's this mini poem where, she would cut out the words and put them in the correct spaces. But again, we're not doing that. And then new week, narration, prompt, copy work. Narration, prompt, copy work. So that's basically just what we're doing. It's kind of funny. My husband graded that one. I guess my issue, if I had an issue with this at all, it's that I feel like kind of forced narration seems a little inauthentic. you know what I mean? Like, just being asked what something is about right after you read it. There's something about it I don't totally love. Okay, so here's the delightful handwriting that we are pretty bored by. I haven't used this teacher guide at all. It just it kind of like goes over like the correct style of how to write these letters, which we got the Denalian, and okay, so we got the Zahner Blosser. I don't know, which is a style of writing. We definitely are not doing that. Poppy's just writing however she wants to. Anyway, yeah, this teacher guide, I haven't used this at all. Yeah, I definitely don't think that we will stick with this curriculum next year. Okay, so I mostly just hand her this and have her do 1 page, maybe 2 pages a week, because we do also do the copy work in the language arts curriculum. And then I usually implement some other sort of like writing worksheet. So like, do you see just how simple this is? If I was a kid, this would just seem so boring and redundant. They're introducing like the letter and then a word, but I'm not even really understanding why they choose certain words to pair with each letter, you know? And it doesn't go over it in the teacher guide. But she does like when she writes a word, and sometimes it really sticks, and I'll see her at different times in the day rewriting the word that she wrote in these books. So I wouldn't say it's totally useless. But I just don't think this is going to be for us next year. So this is the nature study from Blossom and Root. We love nature study. We have nature journals that we've started doing this year. This I was excited about, to have a little bit of, like more ideas of different nature studies to do. The Book of First, I thought might be cool. It's just like you have a journal, and every time you find something new in nature, you would jot it down or write it down. There's something though. Okay, and then making the calendar, I think we will do that at the beginning of the year next year. And like Poppy already had a rock and mineral fossil collection, so that project didn't work out. There's something to me that feels inauthentic about instructing nature observation. Like this boulder basking, go sit on a rock, is literally what this nature prompt was. Go bask in the sun and sit on a rock. I mean, I just can't really imagine saying to my daughter, we're going to go on a walk and sit on a rock. You know what I mean? We are outside all the time observing nature. Build a den to escape the sun. If you want to build a fort outside, just build a fort outside. Like, I just don't think it should be my idea necessarily. I think kids have great ideas when they're playing outside. And when they want to learn something, like about a feather, if they find it, then we'll look it up. You know what I mean? So having these constructed nature prompts just doesn't sit quite right with me. And as you can see, we didn't do any of them. We do tons of nature observation where we live. We live on a ranch. Okay, so here is exploring the math and art from Blossom and Root. We really like the art study. I didn't know how well it would go because my kids do so much art anyway. But I have an art degree and spent many years making art. So actually doing formal lessons about different artists and styles of art, I find just awesome. And I'm really pleased to see that my kids do too. So this week one is all about Kandinsky. And I would print off whatever this piece of art was that they're talking about. And I would lay out all the materials that you need. And I would just kind of let the kids do whatever they want, whatever they're inspired by from looking at the piece of art. It's really loose. It's really open-ended. But sometimes I do like to find like a kid's YouTube video about that artist to give them a little background about who they are, or we just have like a discussion if I already know who the artist is. But my daughter and my son have both really, really liked this. They've gotten into it every single week. So each page here is one study. And as you can see, I definitely mess with the weeks. I like to jump around and make it work for other things that we're doing. My only complaint about this is it's just not very beautiful. Like, you'd think that the teacher guide could be a little bit lovelier. I don't know, like having more pieces of art in there and not just these like really simple modified versions of whatever the art is that you're going to be studying that week. It would be nice if it was a little bit prettier, but all in all, we're really happy with it. So here is the science curriculum. From Blossom and Root, I don't love that the parent guide and the laboratory guide look the same. I get mixed up with those. I wish that they had different covers. Okay, so the way that they break this down is in like steps. Step 1 would be the wonder. So this would be like the idea, and then explore is step 2. Step 3 is record, and then permission to go off grid, which is just, to continue studying it if you find it interesting. So the main goal of this stage is to simply introduce the topic and inspire curiosity. So really with like the step 1, you're introducing the concept and you are maybe just reading a few pages of the main spine that is paired with this book. I don't know, it's a big science spine. I forget what it is. So then they have these different categories. Category 4 for the outdoor learners, 5 is for the tabletop crowd, and then 6 is crafts and for the crafts and families. This is the student notebook that is paired with the curriculum, where they would fill it out at the end of the lesson. Here's the coordinating nature study. I'm not even going to get into it. So here are all the contents. It's a 36-week curriculum. It is a really heavy book list curriculum. Well, what's interesting is that it's not if you don't want it to be. It has required books that are just very minimal. And then if you want to nosedive into these subjects, she has an incredibly extensive book list. So here would be wonder number 1. Each week is just one page. There are 2 big picture messages to focus on. So you've got for the minimalists, for the book basket folks, for the visual learners, which would just be like YouTube videos. And then from the laboratory guide, these are all of your, potential labs that you can choose from. So there are 2 big picture messages to focus on. And that's it. Like, they just give you these 2 messages and then there's nothing else that they tell you to teach your child. So you've got the labs and then you can like read from all these other books, but it just seems like a lot of work. It can be a lot of prep. And I don't love that part. I really don't. I just want to be told what to say. Okay, so here's the lab guide. Wonder number 1. So Born from Stardust. So for the outdoor learners, this would be something if you're like an outdoor adventurous family. And it goes through everything to do for that lab. And then this is another one for the outdoor learners. Build a mobile out of nature. We did that. It was fine. Wasn't bad. So for the tabletop crowd, this would be more of like a tabletop lab. What to do, what to get. It has everything laid out. This would be for the tabletop. So they give you lots of options. And then there's for the crafts and projects, another one. So there's 5 options for labs. So it's nice, like they do lay out everything that you need. I honestly am just not super impressed with the ideas. The experiments. Like nothing has even really felt like an experiment, honestly. I don't know. Yeah, it's like the subjects haven't been that interesting to my daughter, unfortunately. Besides the crystals and minerals, I built a unit study around this one, and we had a good time with it. I wish there were more things like this, like the mineral detective, because we did these worksheets studying some crystals, and I really appreciated having something like that printout. I wish that there were more things like that in this curriculum instead of just having to find all my own stuff. The grow your own crystal didn't even work. I don't know. So far, I'm not super impressed with Blossom and Root Science. My daughter has also been equally unimpressed. Her drawings, the first one's okay, but like, look how lazy she gets with some of these drawings. And I can just tell her heart is not in it. Yeah. I mean, that's supposed to be her crystal, and I know she can just do so much better. But I appreciate her, I don't know, trying a little. So here's our letters from afar. Again, these are written by this fictitious woman named Isabel. These letters always come with field notes, just these little, tokens of, these little symbols of things about wherever she was, Jeju Island. The map is on the back, which I really appreciate. And then the letter itself has beautiful artwork. I believe the creators of this, they do all of the artwork, all of the writing. I think it's a couple that put this together, some couple who really loves to travel. So it's like a story, like the letters. It's got great storytelling. Little Global Citizens is really awesome. We're getting 6 of these a year. So this is Nigeria. So it comes with this magazine, and the magazine lays out everything that's in your crate. And then it also has lots of just great facts. There's always a real person that's paired with that kit. So this is this little 8-year-old girl from Nigeria, and then she tells, all about her life there and her family. And then it goes into the crafts that are included in the kit and why, what significance they have to that culture. We read the entire magazine last time we did this. It was on Spain. So we did a whole Spain unit. We spent a couple days on it. It was really, really fun. So I'm really looking forward to continuing on with these. Yeah, it's such a great supplement to your geography curriculum. We don't even have a geography curriculum. I think this is perfect for first grade geography. And then it's nice and minimal, but we always love what comes with it. So here it looks like it's some jewelry making pieces, a little tote bag, probably to decorate. And then it comes with just everything that you need. The paint, the clay. I don't think that there's been a time where we needed to supplement with other household items. And then there's always a book. And it's usually a really good book that comes with each crate. Yes, very happy in Little Global Citizens. And then here's the book that comes with the Charlotte Mason Delightful Reading Level 1. So it's just an A through Z book, but it's each letter is based around a real piece of art. So like I said before, Charlotte Mason is really into these concepts of living art and living books. Pieces of art that you can really learn something from, that have real people, real experiences in them. And just, yeah, really pretty. We're liking this a lot. We read this one plenty. Okay, so here's the book seeds that I was talking about from Blossom and Root. This is like an extension of their science curriculum that you can either use or not use. It comes with the full first grade bundle. I make my own, as you can see. I tie them with twine and put them in a file sleeve. So this one is about Charles Darwin's Around the World. It's based around that book, Charles Darwin's Adventure Around the World, I think it's called. And so I just print off the activities that I think my kids would like. There are plenty more than this in one Book Seeds issue, but I know that we're only going to do this for a day or two. So I just print off a few. We read the book that this Book Seeds is built around. There are usually some YouTube videos that are included to watch, and my kids always really like those. This activity I thought was really fun. Like, even though I don't love the idea of bringing candy into school, since we do school in the mornings, this one was cool because it was all about picking out your favorite jelly beans and leaving behind the one that you don't like, which there's always one, right? And how that jelly bean, if it were a beetle, would survive because it had a flavor that the other birds did not like. And so, yeah, I thought it had a good message. This is create a new species. That's going to be fun. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed these activities more than I've enjoyed the science experiments. Okay, so that's it. That's all I've got for you guys. I hope you guys got some good info on this flip through. If so, please consider hitting that subscribe button and following us along our homeschool journey. Take care.